Hello and welcome to yet another edition of First Listen. I'm Richard. How are you doing? Right, this week the album I'm going to listen to is the 5th album released by this band. 5. The 4th one was the greatest hits, but this is the 5th. The story goes that apparently this band had been on tour in the UK and they had actually run out of money and couldn't get home. So they apparently called up their label boss and said, "Can you lend us some money so we can get back home and give us that money as an advance and we'll give you another album?" And the label boss said, "Yeah, why not?" Now, that label boss was Chris Blackwell. That label was Island Records, and that band was Bob Marley and the Wailers. And that album that they got the advance on is Catch a Fire. So that's what we're going to listen to today. First question that comes to my mind is, who the hell arranges a tour for a band without flight home? Huh? Who arranged that in the first place? Anyway, I'm choosing Bob Marley because part of what I want to do with these first listens is to listen to these classic bands that I've never really got, that have passed me by, that I don't understand, and all of my friends love, and kind of prove myself wrong. I'm proving myself right, it seems, with most of them. So let's see what happens with Bob Marley and the Wailers. Now, I chose this particular album, one because it has that kind of interesting story at the beginning, but also one of the few songs that I do like by Bob Marley and the Wailers is on this album, which is Stir It Up, Little Darling, Stir It Up. So I figured if I like that, you never know what else is on the album. So we having my headphones ready. I do be having my Spotify hooked up. There you go, Zippo on the front. Don't know what that means. Why would they have a Zippo? First track is Concrete Jungle. Is that a cover version of the Special song, or is the Specials a cover version of this song? I don't know. I guess we'll find out in a sec, just after we've cracked open this can of lovely beer. Wow. Well, Bob Marley and the Wailers, Catch a Fire. I'll do it in order because I want to. I enjoyed that quite a lot. It was a lot more kind of upbeat, rock steady, lovers rock, more than it was what reggae is in my head. Some really nice like Stevie Wonder, Superstition, Funk Box, Sly and Family Stone, Graham Central Station, that bassy keyboard, couple of tracks of that in, which was really nice. And I didn't realise that Robbie Shakespeare of Sly and Robbie played bass on one of the tracks. What was that? What did he play on? Slave Driver. He played that was horrible. Slave Driver. He played the bass on. So that was interesting to see other people who collaborated on this album as well. But highlight of all of it for me is the guitar playing of this guy, which is especially on the song that I already knew, Stirred Up. His guitar on that is amazing, but it's pretty much all the way through the whole album. And what I was thinking of when I was listening to this album, it really took me back to when I was very young in the 70s and growing up with punk, because punk and reggae in the UK in the 70s really went hand in hand with each other, and I never really picked up on the reggae side of it. Never liked Aswad or Steel Pulse or the Wailers really, but I can see now how that kind of united with what they have to say, even though the musical styles are really so different. And it was really, in this video that's going on above now that's speeded up, I probably look like one of those nodding head dolphins that you have in your car. So I enjoyed I enjoyed that a lot until we got to the song Midnight Ravers, which kind of made me feel a little bit uncomfortable. Something I want to say before that, actually, because they have something to say. Everybody knows Bob Marley has something to say, but it really made me think that, like, bands in the 70s had something to say. Bands in the 80s had something to say. To a smaller extent, bands in the 90s, some of them had something to say. They had not necessarily a political agenda, but just a point of view to tell people about something. I was educated by lyrics and musical content when I was a kid. Nelson Mandela, especially, aka, told me all about the ANC. Everything you need to know about that was in that 3 minutes, and that just doesn't fucking happen anymore. You have Justin Bieber was singing about rape, basically, which is his body's saying yes, but your mind's telling no. What do you really want? And just bullshitty, crappy songs about ass and anyway. But these people were saying things, right? The Wailers were saying things. The Specials were saying things. The Pistols were saying things. Even Adam and the Ants was saying things, right? So many, and now none of those spokespeople are there. The Clash don't exist anymore. There is nobody taking that stand, and we're in a worse political situation than we ever have been. And there is nobody really from the arts or from music who is putting that out there so that kids are dancing and singing along to songs that have messages. And we need something like that. It's up to you. Do it now. So now, Midnight Ravers. What the fuck is that about? Because to me, on first listen, that's homophobic. Was Bob Marley a homophobic? Quite possibly, because of, culture he's from, the upbringing he's from. But the lyrics are literally, I can't tell my woman from a man. Her mind is confused with confusion. It's homophobic. Why has nobody told me that Bob Marley writes songs about homophobia before? Why is that acceptable? Because he sings songs about peace and stopping racism. It's alright for him to be homophobic. Maybe I'm wrong and this isn't homophobic. Tell me in the comments below. So that was Catch a Fire, Bob Marley and the Wailers. If you have something you would like me to listen to, an artist or an album, leave a little comment and I'll give it a shot. My only criteria, number 1, I haven't heard it before. We won't know that until you submit, so submit. Number 2, it has to be easily available for me to find, because I'm not going to buy it before I've heard it. So it has to be on Spotify. It has to be available for me to steal it off the internet. And number 3, it can't be fucking prog rock and over 60 minutes long, right? With that in mind, please get your submissions in. What did you think about Bob Marley and the Wailers' Catch a Fire? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you also think that Midnight Ravers, is that homophobic? I don't know. Put your comments below. Give me some of your ideas about what that song is about, what the album's about. Yes. Bit of an emotional roller coaster, that one. I was surprised at how much I was enjoying the Wailers, and then it just went, he's a homophobe. So, thanks for watching Bob Marley and the Wailers, Catch a Fire. Put a submission in, why don't you?